The 21st century boasts incredible advancements, yet a shadow lurks. We face a crisis of morality, a deficit of basic human decency. This crisis transcends borders and cultures. It lives within our communities and our homes. We see it in the erosion of trust and the normalization of selfishness. We witness it in the suffering of the innocent and the silence of the bystanders. The world is growing smaller, more interconnected, but our hearts seem to be growing colder. We are bombarded with news of violence, corruption, and injustice. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, to believe that one person can't make a difference. But that's the lie this crisis wants us to believe. We must remember our shared humanity. We must remember our responsibility to one another. We must refuse to let apathy win. The challenges we face are complex, but at their root lies a simple truth. We have forgotten the power of compassion. We have forgotten the importance of standing up for what is right. We have forgotten that our actions, no matter how small, have ripples. It is time to remember. It is time to act. Look around and witness the impact of unchecked greed. It festers in the hearts of those who prioritize personal gain over the well-being of others. Corruption thrives, eroding the foundations of trust upon which societies are built. Family values, once the bedrock of communities, crumble under the weight of materialism and self-interest. The pursuit of wealth and power has become a blinding obsession for many. They manipulate faith to serve their own agendas. They exploit the vulnerable for profit. They silence dissent and perpetuate systems of inequality. This insatiable greed creates a world where human connection is sacrificed on the altar of personal gain. It breeds a culture of fear and silence where speaking truth to power becomes a dangerous act. We must ask ourselves, what kind of world are we creating for future generations? A world where success is measured solely by material possessions. A world where compassion and empathy are seen as weaknesses? This is not the future we should accept. We must reclaim the values that truly matter: integrity, compassion, and a commitment to justice. We must teach our children the importance of kindness and empathy. We must hold our leaders accountable for their actions. We must demand a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive, regardless of their background or circumstances. There is no greater injustice than the exploitation of children. They are the most vulnerable among us, deserving of our unwavering protection and care. Yet every day, countless children are subjected to unspeakable horrors. They are trafficked, abused, and robbed of their childhoods. The statistics are staggering, a shameful indictment of our collective failure to protect the innocent. Institutions meant to safeguard children often fail them, riddled with corruption and apathy. The very systems designed to help become complicit in their suffering. This is a call to action. We cannot stand idly by while children are robbed of their futures. We must demand better from our governments, our institutions, and ourselves. We must be vigilant in our communities, reporting any signs of abuse or neglect. Every child deserves to grow up feeling safe, loved, and empowered. They deserve access to education, healthcare, and the opportunity to reach their full potential. Let us create a world where childhood is sacred, where every child is cherished and protected. Humanity stands at a crossroads. We pride ourselves on progress, on our evolved consciousness, yet our actions often contradict our words. We witness suffering and turn away. We see injustice and remain silent. This is not true evolution. True evolution requires more than technological advancement. It demands an evolution of the heart, a reawakening of our shared humanity. The time for complacency is over. We must move beyond passive observation and become active participants in shaping a better future. This requires courage, a willingness to speak truth to power, and a commitment to holding ourselves and others accountable. We must ask ourselves, what kind of ancestors do we want to be? Will we be remembered as the generation that allowed greed and apathy to define us? Or will we be known as the generation that rose up to defend the vulnerable and demand a more just and compassionate world? The responsibility to protect children belongs to all of us. We are all guardians of the future, entrusted with the well-being of generations to come. This is not a burden, but a privilege. Let us embrace this responsibility with open hearts and unwavering determination. We must create a world where children are safe from exploitation and abuse. A world where they are free to learn, to dream, and to reach their full potential. This requires a fundamental shift in our priorities, a move away from individualism and towards collective responsibility. We must support organizations working tirelessly to protect children. We must advocate for policies that prioritize their well-being. We must educate ourselves and others about the signs of abuse and neglect. Most importantly, we must believe children when they speak out. Let us create a world where every child knows their voice matters, where they feel safe, loved, and empowered. Let us be the generation that ends the cycle of abuse and creates a brighter future for all children.